Leadership isn't just about making decisions, it's about solving problems. In fact, 70% of a leader's time is spent dealing with problems, according to the Center for Creative Leadership. But here's the shocking part. Most leaders don't know how to solve them effectively. A study from the Harvard Business Review revealed that 60% of leaders fail to address problems in a way that benefits the whole organization. If you're a leader, how do you ensure you're part of the 40% who succeed? In this video, we'll dive deep into how the most successful leaders approach problem solving, using strategies that most people don't even know about. From breaking down complex problems to building resilience and fostering innovation, we'll share the tricks and mindsets that turn obstacles into opportunities. Stay tuned, because by the end of this, you'll have the tools to solve problems like a pro and transform your leadership style for the better. Chapter 1. The Puzzle of Leadership. Decoding problem-solving leadership isn't just about managing a team or giving directions. It's about solving complex problems. Think of leadership as a puzzle where each piece represents a challenge or decision. Effective leaders break down these challenges into smaller, manageable parts. Instead of facing a mountain of problems, they tackle one step at a time. According to the Harvard Business Review, leaders who can deconstruct problems are 3 times more likely to find innovative solutions. Take Apple's Steve Jobs, for example. He was known for simplifying complex problems. His approach? Focus on what matters most and ignore distractions. Leaders like him are exceptional at analyzing situations from all angles, identifying patterns, and then acting decisively. This method helps prevent feeling overwhelmed by complexity. One effective strategy is to employ the 5 whys technique. This method involves asking why 5 times to get to the root cause of a problem. By continuously probing deeper, leaders uncover the underlying issue, not just the surface-level symptoms. It's a simple, yet powerful approach that cuts through noise and focuses on the core challenge. Effective leaders also prioritize clarity in communication. In fact, 93% of effective problem-solving stems from clear communication, according to a study from the International Journal of Project Management. Leaders must not only understand the problem themselves but also make sure the entire team is aligned on the issue. Without clarity, miscommunication can derail even the best plans. The problem-solving process should also be iterative. Great leaders don't try to get everything perfect on the first try. They're okay with taking small steps and adjusting as they go. Google's fail fast philosophy, where experimentation and quick adjustments are encouraged, proves that this mindset leads to faster solutions. Leaders should also foster a culture of feedback. Studies show that teams with open feedback loops are 4.5 times more likely to succeed in problem solving. Encouraging team members to provide feedback can reveal blind spots and offer fresh perspectives that leaders may overlook. Chapter 2. Mindset over mechanics. How leaders think differently. The key to solving problems is often found in the mindset. Leaders who cultivate a growth mindset are more adaptable and resilient. Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford University, discovered that people with a growth mindset view challenges as opportunities to learn. This perspective is essential for effective leadership, especially when navigating tough problems. Leaders who embrace challenges don't shy away from difficult situations. Instead, they see them as chances to improve and innovate. Amazon's Jeff Bezos once said, "If you're not inventing, you're not optimizing." Leaders like him demonstrate that a proactive approach to problem solving creates a culture where failure is just another stepping stone. Studies show that leaders with a growth mindset are 60% more likely to inspire innovation within their teams. When leaders stay open to new ideas and adapt quickly to changing environments, their teams follow suit. This creates a cycle of creativity and problem-solving that fuels success. The power of mindset also shines in decision-making. Effective leaders don't let fear or uncertainty drive their choices. Instead, they gather information, consider various options, and make decisions based on logic rather than emotion. By trusting their judgment, leaders inspire confidence in their teams. Another mindset shift that helps leaders solve problems effectively is resilience. When faced with setbacks, resilient leaders bounce back stronger. A report from the American Psychological Association found that resilient individuals are 4 times more likely to overcome challenges. They see problems as temporary and fixable, not as insurmountable obstacles. One technique leaders can use to build resilience is practicing mindfulness. Research from Harvard University reveals that mindfulness reduces stress and enhances problem-solving abilities. By staying present in the moment, leaders can avoid overthinking and stay focused on the task at hand. Leaders also build a strong sense of trust by showing confidence in their teams. In turn, teams are more likely to take risks and offer creative solutions. Effective leaders create an environment where people feel safe to express their ideas without fear of judgment or failure. If you're enjoying these strategies, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay updated on more tips to help you grow as a leader. Chapter 3. From Chaos to Clarity. Leading through uncertainty. Uncertainty is inevitable in leadership. Every great leader faces moments of chaos. But how do they bring order to the storm? The answer lies in their ability to stay calm, think critically, and make decisions with clarity. According to a report by McKinsey & Company, leaders who remain calm during crises inspire 35% more confidence in their teams. One key strategy is to compartmentalize. Instead of trying to solve everything at once, effective leaders break down the chaos into smaller, more manageable sections. This allows them to address each piece individually and avoid feeling overwhelmed by the larger situation. By focusing on one problem at a time, leaders can create a sense of control. Another powerful technique is prioritization. When problems are piling up, leaders must assess which ones need immediate attention and which can be deferred. The Eisenhower Matrix, a tool that categorizes tasks into urgent, important, or less critical, helps leaders quickly determine where to focus their efforts. This allows them to take decisive action without wasting time. Clear communication also plays a huge role during uncertain times. Leaders need to provide a steady stream of information to their teams. The more transparent the leader, the more confident the team feels. In fact, studies show that 76% of employees who feel informed about organizational issues are more productive and engaged. Leaders also rely on data to cut through the uncertainty. By gathering information, analyzing trends, and making data-driven decisions, leaders can turn ambiguity into actionable insights. In fact, companies that make data-driven decisions are 5 times more likely to make fast, effective decisions than those that don't. In times of crisis, leaders are also excellent at leading by example. They don't just delegate responsibility, they get involved and show their teams that they're willing to put in the effort. This builds trust and shows that no task is too small for them, creating a culture of collaboration. Finally, during periods of uncertainty, great leaders know when to pivot. They're flexible and willing to change course when new information becomes available. A 2021 study found that companies that embrace change are 2.5 times more likely to survive and thrive through challenging times. By embracing the unknown, leaders can guide their teams through uncertainty with confidence. If you're finding these insights helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth leadership strategies and tips. Chapter 4. Collaboration, not dictatorship. The power of collective problem-solving in leadership. Collaboration is far more effective than going it alone. Strong leaders know that their teams hold valuable insights and ideas. A study from Deloitte found that organizations with highly collaborative teams are 5 times more likely to be high-performing. Instead of trying to control everything, effective leaders encourage input from their teams and foster an environment where everyone feels their voice matters. One of the best strategies for collaborative problem-solving is creating cross-functional teams. When people with different expertise come together, they bring unique perspectives. This diversity of thought can lead to more creative and well-rounded solutions. Google, for example, frequently forms cross-functional teams for problem-solving, which has led to many of its groundbreaking innovations. Another approach is setting clear roles within the team. While leaders encourage collaboration, they also ensure everyone knows their responsibilities. This clarity prevents confusion and helps teams move quickly toward solutions. Research from Gallup shows that clear roles lead to a 30% increase in team productivity. Effective leaders also create a culture of psychological safety. When team members feel safe to share ideas without fear of judgment, collaboration flourishes. According to a study by Amy Edmondson, a professor at Harvard Business School, teams with high psychological safety are 12 times more likely to come up with creative solutions. Encouraging an open dialogue, where mistakes are seen as learning opportunities, helps unlock a team's full potential. Leaders who practice servant leadership take this collaboration one step further. They focus on empowering their teams rather than asserting control. This leadership style has been shown to increase employee engagement and loyalty. In fact, a report from Greenleaf Center for Servant Leadership shows that organizations with servant leaders have 50% higher employee satisfaction. The key to collaboration is also humility. Leaders who admit they don't have all the answers encourage others to step forward and share their knowledge. This not only solves problems faster but builds trust within the team. Chapter 5. Turning setbacks into stepping stones. Resilience in leadership. Every leader faces setbacks. What sets effective leaders apart is how they handle these challenges. Resilience is a core quality that allows leaders to bounce back stronger after a failure or setback. According to the American Psychological Association, resilient individuals are 4 times more likely to overcome obstacles and thrive. One way to build resilience is by focusing on progress rather than perfection. Leaders who view setbacks as temporary challenges rather than permanent failures are more likely to recover quickly. This mindset shift, known as learned optimism, helps leaders maintain their motivation and drive. According to Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, resilient leaders focus on what they can control and adapt their approach to change. Effective leaders also embrace the power of reflection. Taking time to assess what went wrong, what went right, and what can be improved is key to growth. Reflecting on setbacks helps leaders avoid repeating the same mistakes. This self-awareness improves decision-making and equips leaders with the tools to navigate future challenges. Another important strategy is seeking support from others. Resilient leaders don't isolate themselves after a setback. They reach out to mentors, peers, or team members for advice, guidance, and encouragement. Research by the University of California found that leaders who have strong support networks are 60% more likely to recover from setbacks quickly. Leaders who are resilient also model optimism for their teams. When employees see their leader persevere and maintain a positive outlook, they are more likely to stay motivated and push through difficult situations. In a study by Gallup, employees who worked for resilient leaders reported 50% higher levels of engagement and performance. Finally, building resilience involves managing stress effectively. Resilient leaders practice mindfulness and self-care to stay grounded during tough times. Studies show that mindfulness reduces stress and enhances cognitive performance. By staying calm under pressure, leaders make better decisions and help their teams do the same. Chapter 6. Innovation on demand. Creative solutions in crisis. In times of crisis, the ability to innovate is critical. Effective leaders know how to turn a problem into an opportunity for creativity. During tough times, it's easy to fall into a survival mode, but the best leaders remain focused on finding innovative solutions. According to McKinsey, companies that innovate during crises grow 3 times faster than their competitors. One strategy for fostering innovation is encouraging a fail fast mentality. Leaders who promote experimentation and rapid iteration allow their teams to try new ideas without the fear of failure. This mindset has led companies like Facebook and Tesla to some of their most significant innovations. They've built cultures where failure isn't feared but embraced as part of the process. Leaders who innovate also encourage out-of-the-box thinking. They challenge their teams to look at problems from different angles and question the status quo. Steve Jobs, for example, constantly asked his team to imagine the impossible, leading to revolutionary products like the iPhone and iPad. By pushing boundaries, leaders spark creativity and drive breakthrough solutions. Another approach is adopting a customer-centric mindset. By focusing on the needs and desires of their customers, leaders can identify new ways to solve problems. Amazon's Jeff Bezos once said, "If we focus on the customer, everything else will follow." Innovation that solves real customer pain points is often the most impactful. Leaders who drive innovation also invest in continuous learning. They encourage their teams to stay curious, explore new ideas, and develop new skills. Research from the World Economic Forum found that organizations that foster a culture of learning are 2.5 times more likely to adapt to change successfully. By prioritizing growth, leaders ensure their teams are prepared to tackle challenges with fresh solutions. In times of crisis, some of the best ideas come from diverse perspectives. That's why diverse teams are often more innovative. According to a study by McKinsey, companies with more diverse teams are 33% more likely to outperform their competitors in profitability. By valuing different viewpoints, leaders increase the likelihood of coming up with creative solutions that others may overlook. Lastly, great leaders create a culture of continuous improvement. Instead of viewing a crisis as a one-off event, they see it as an ongoing opportunity to refine their processes and improve. Toyota, for example, uses a concept called Kaizen, which encourages small, incremental improvements every day. This constant push for improvement leads to greater efficiency and innovation over time. These chapters emphasize how effective leaders approach problem-solving by breaking down challenges, fostering collaboration, building resilience, and driving innovation. Leaders who master these strategies not only solve problems but also inspire their teams to do the same. If you want to lead with confidence, remember that every problem is an opportunity in disguise.